Okay, we're going to be finishing up World War II today. Well, in these, I think, 2 or 3 ed puzzles, depending how quickly I can get through it. So where we've left off is that the Allies have landed. They have moved up Italy. They have landed in Normandy. The USSR is pushing in the east. So basically, we're just squeezing Germany from all sides. So after the landing at Normandy, Allied forces began advancing through France in August of 1944. The Allies captured Paris. So they are moving through France basically from the beaches here. Okay, so just briefly, they have landed here. They are pushing east towards Paris. They capture Paris. You have the USSR pushing west here. You've got Allied forces pushing up here. And so basically, from all sides, the Nazi Germany is facing attacks from Allies kind of on all sides. Now we have, and this is famous, basically Germany's last stand. It's called the Battle of the Bulge. They mount one last counterattack, again through the Ardennes forest. Kind of, and has been described as kind of trying to recapture the magic at the beginning of the war when they so successfully pushed through the Ardennes forest at the beginning during a blitzkrieg style attack. This is this image right here, but in essence, the Allies are pushing east through Belgium on the border of France. They are to the east and basically trying to move in to Germany. The Germans mount a counteroffensive through the Ardennes, and it's called the Battle of the Bulge because it pushed back the Allied lines in a bulge. They broke through it several places and pushed it back. So it's known as the Battle of the Bulge. The battle is named for the bulge in the Allied lines. At the end of the day, this isn't a military history class. You need to understand that the German counteroffensive was ultimately unsuccessful. And with this, the Allied forces were closing in on Berlin, the capital of Germany, on both sides, really on all sides. The USA, England, France, and Canada in the west, and the USSR in the east. In March of 1945, Hitler and his wife, Eva Braun, that's the name, I don't know that you need to know it, but she's quite famous as being Hitler's wife, committed suicide in a bunker. They took a poison pill, I guess, and Hitler shot himself in the head. So Hitler's dead. It was a good day, I guess. He did some bad stuff. The Germans issued an unconditional surrender on May 7, 1945. This is known as VE Day, Victory in Europe Day. And so we will note that it's an unconditional surrender. They're just saying we give and we are conquered. This is a little bit different than the Treaty of Versailles, where it was, negotiated back and forth, or sometimes we talk about armistice, where it's more of an agreement to stop hostilities. This is a surrender. This is just saying, you got us, we surrender, do whatever. You have to know one thing. This is called the Yalta Conference. The Yalta Conference, this actually happened, I believe, in February of 1945. Three Allied leaders, FDR from the USA, Winston Churchill from Britain, and Stalin from the USSR, met several months before Germany surrendered to plan what Europe was going to look like after the war. Basically, it looks like the Allies are going to win. They're closing in on Germany. From their perspective, it's just a matter of time at this point. So they make several major agreements at the Yalta Conference. First, Germany will be divided into 4 zones with different into 4 zones. I would say different countries in those countries. these different countries are running each one of these zones, and this is how we get into like East Berlin and West Berlin, and the Berlin Wall being torn down and things like that, where the USSR is running the eastern part, and the United States is kind of running the western part. Poland. So basically, this was a point of contention because Germany had now invaded the USSR through Poland and through Eastern Europe twice in 30 years. So Stalin, all right, would not basically allow Poland to be Poland again. Stalin kept Poland, but agreed to allow elections, all right. Eastern Europe, all right, so this is like Czechoslovakia, countries like that, all right. Stalin agreed to allow elections. West, sorry, but Stalin agreed to allow elections, but stay friendly. A friendly USSR. We're gonna actually have to bring that down, aren't we? Oops, because that's just pretty small. So, what basically there's this tension that the Churchill and FDR want for these Eastern European countries to be able to elect their own leaders and to be free. But the USSR is saying, well, we need to keep control over this area because we need to be able to protect it from any sort of invasion. The United Nations, all right, Stalin agrees to join the future United Nations. We will talk about that in a moment. Okay, so that is what's going on in Europe. Now we're going to go into the Pacific theater. Good time for a cut in a video. In the Pacific, the Allies continued the strategy of island hopping, and they were moving closer and closer and closer to Japan.